Do you really know the types of remote work that exist? A friend who had one told me that he wanted to move to a different country, but his company said, "You cannot." Which made me wonder, did he really have a remote job? Most people believe that there are two types. You can work from office or you can work remotely. However, this is wrong. And if you don't believe so, let me ask you a couple of questions. Can you move to another country? Can you work from a different time zone? And the answer is that probably not. And this is very important because when companies set expectations, most times they are not clear enough. Meanwhile, people start with some expectations and in the end feel that those are not aligned with what they thought, and that means that they will quit or will be fired. It's clear that there is something in between working from office and working remotely. Do you know what is it? Yeah, it's working from home, which is most people consider as remote work, but it's not. Let's start seeing the types that we have between on-site and work from home, because there are two. The first one is remote friendly. It means that you need to go to the office almost every single day, but maybe you have once per day work from home. For example, Fridays. And there are two reasons why companies do this. The first one is that they want to make employees feel like, yeah, they have a cool job, the company is cool, but it's a fake cool. This is not useful. The second reason is that this is the way some companies experiment when they want to transition between office to hybrid, which is the next type, hybrid. It is when the dynamics change, the companies see the value in working not from the office, and you do some days from office, some days from home. For example, 2 days from home and 3 days from office, or inversely. And finally, we get again back to working from home. So now we get to the question, what is the difference between working from home and working remotely? We need to understand that there are two things that can change. The first one is that you can be geographically tied. Another one is that you can be time tied. And this is critical. Most people working from home are not allowed to move to a different city, different country, not to say a different continent. Imagine, for example, that your peers work from Europe and you in Australia. Most companies won't accept that. So we have a degree of allowances because some people can work anywhere from specific country or anywhere from specific region. The second type is about time restrictions. Imagine that you would be allowed to move to India, for example. Would you need to match by 100% the time zone of the UK, for example? If that's true, that means that you are not as remote as you believe. If we visualize the types that we have again, we go from working 100% in the office to then 1 day home, to few days home, to working only home, and then we have a spectrum with allowances, which means that you can move to different parts of the world, or you can work matching 80%, 50%, or whatever the time zone. There are people who work purely remotely in the extreme sense, but this is not very sustainable, and the reason is that people need to work with other people. It could be that those people are freelance writers and they can allow themselves just to have meetings from time to time, and that's it. But for most people, and the bigger the company is, this is not sustainable. And mostly if you want to create a big impact, maybe that doesn't work for you. In brief, what is working remotely? In my opinion, working from home is not. And then as you gain more freedom in degrees for location and time, you do become a remote worker. I hope you have found this interesting. Please like the video and subscribe for more. This is Enrique Baltasar. Have a great day.